Alright, welcome to Late Night Elestrals with your host, Ancient Caster. So tonight is going to be a super quick, super straightforward stream. I'm just going to be streaming some product opening here again. We might go over a little bit of this deck that I'm kind of, cooking on. It's nothing special, but I think it has potential, so we might go over that as well. Yeah, not a lot to say tonight. I'm very, very, very exhausted. But I wanted to get some product opening, especially if we're lucky enough to possibly get a stellar. So I wanted to get that out there. I didn't really feel like recording this, so I figured why not live stream, right? Worst case scenario, I take the VOD and edit it. So with that being said, let's jump into a better angle of our product here. There we go. So I did order a binder here, which is actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a smaller binder, but this is actually a fairly large binder. But I haven't opened it up yet, so I don't know how many pages are in it. I don't know anything like that. Just know the outside here, and it is beautiful. We got ourselves some sleeves to match our good boy. Then we grabbed a couple more of my favorite structure deck. Because A, I absolutely love this deck, B, I wanted to try to get a stellar from it, and C, I wanted some more holo of the regular Imperial as well. So as well as some more Zeus that I can throw into decks. Like, we will probably take some of the Zeus from these guys and put them in this deck as well. So yeah, let's see, where do I want to start? I think I want to start with the binder, and then we can work our way into some other things. Let's see. Boom, boom, and boom. Okay. And sorry about my voice. I'm going to be like borderline coughing throughout most of this probably, but just realized those were upside down. But yeah, oh my gosh, like this thing is huge. Let's see. I don't have a binder nearby to compare, but it is very large. Like, this is my arm. Like, it's large. It's very large. It's awesome though. But like, when I say it's large, it's not too large. I will say that. It's a regular binder, but it's on the larger scale of binders that I've seen. So, and it is like a leather. It's very, very cool. Let's see. Oh man, it feels so good too. That leather feels so good. Try to get some of that in there. It's got the Elestrals up here, and then it's got the symbols all the way to the ones that we don't know what they are yet, and then the Kickstarter 2022, Circle the Sky on the back. Very, very beautiful. Now, I will say, just because, these are probably someone else's favorite, but I'm a huge fan of the Vipyro and Zaptor artwork for Circle the Sky. I know. It's just me being nitpicky, but it is beautiful nonetheless. Absolutely gorgeous. And let's see if we can... And it is a zip binder as well. It's not just a flip open. So there is added protection there. Okay. So it's packaged sleeves here. All right. And it looks like a large amount of sleeves as well. That's awesome, awesome. And it's leather here with like a felt or a kind of velvety feel here. Very nice. Now, if I had any complaint at all, it would simply be the little plastic pages here, the little plastic pages. I've never been a huge fan of these. I've always liked the ones that were like, let me see if I can find an example real quick. Like these kind of pages, the dark black pages, and sometimes they're fuzzy, sometimes they're just plastic, but I don't know, for some reason I've always felt more comfortable putting my cards in these rather than the plastic ones. But that may be something that I could remedy myself as well. I'm not sure if you can buy these to put in something like this. I'll look into that. But if I had any complaints at all, other than just my pure desire of having Zapter all over this, that would probably be my only real complaint, even though it really isn't a complaint at all, because this product right here is absolutely amazing. You can tell they put in a lot of testing with something like this as well, because of how absolutely amazing the design is and how it feels in your hands even. It's just a really, really good sturdy binder. You can tell that this is actually really, really good quality. Again, the only mild complaint that I would have is simply just my priority, or my preference, I should say, as far as the pages here. All right. Now, let's see. Now, you know I had to get these after we got our boy, the cutest little guy. We finally got him. And yes, I had to put him in a protective sleeve like this because he is one of my all-time favorite cards, one of my all-time favorite artworks out of all of set 1. Absolutely amazing. This is essentially the entire reason I got into the game was Zapter, so absolutely love that. And one of the best things about getting the card sleeves in this particular game is that you not only get the sleeves for your deck, large pack of sleeves, you also get a small pack of sleeves. And it's our boy. Look at him. He's so cute. I love it so much. So we are probably going to be using these. I'm not sure if we're going to use them on this deck or what, but we'll probably use these fairly soon on one of our decks. Let's just take one out real quick, just so we can kind of see, get a feel for it. Come on. Okay. Alright, so right off the bat, it's pretty good quality here as far as the durability. Like, it doesn't feel like it's going to be super easy to like rip from the sides. It does feel a little thin, but I'm probably just spoiled with this thicker plastic from Dragon Shield. All in all, I would say it's a fairly good, I'd probably give it a solid, we'll see how it, so off my first reaction, my first glances at this, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10, to be honest. I feel like it could be thicker, but then again, I could be wrong based on the artwork on the back here. That could play a factor. But over time is going to be the real test. How many times can you shuffle a deck? How many times can you put these through play? Time is the big test here. And so we'll see if that 9 maybe bumps down to an 8, or if it lasts for quite a long time, and maybe it'll bump up to a perfect 10. We'll see. We'll go ahead and just get a Zaptor real quick. Perfect fit. Very nice. It does feel very nice as well. Like I can see myself shuffling these. Feels very nice. Not too smooth, not too grabby. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Now for the moment of truth. Can we get a stellar Quackle? You have no idea how hyped I would be for this. Let's see. Where is my... There it is. Shink. All right. Go ahead and start it on both. I almost don't want to open it just because I love this deck so much. Ah, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. I love it. I might just like go ahead and buy one when like set 1 comes out, and just buy like one of the first set 1 structure decks and just not open it. So good. And I don't have my lighting set up. I'm sure it'll be okay since it's just a shorter stream, but I forgot to set up my lighting. I was looking at the camera and wondering why it's so shadowy and dark. But oh yes, the best dice in the game. Absolutely gorgeous. I wish my camera could pick up the sparkles and just the pure awesomeness from these dice. Very, very beautiful. I love these dice. All right. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right. Here we go. Alright. Hollow Imperial. Gorgeous. My favorite structure deck boss monster. Ah. My heart, man. Every time we have to like just lift something up, my heart just races. But we do not, unfortunately, get the pink little ducko in this one. We do get all these amazing cards, and really cute, adorable boom bed artwork as well. I love using this artwork. Some more nectar, some more ambrosia, Zeus, earthquake, shields, Pandora, beautiful. All right. Come on. There we go. And just so you guys can see, there are variations. Like the thunder symbol here is all yellow, and then it's got some of that cloudiness going in on there. There are variations, so no dice should be the exact same. I think I just spoiled it for myself, but I do not believe that we got a pink ducko. Unfortunate. We tried. If there are any more starter decks of the Imperial after my next paycheck, I definitely will be grabbing another one, so don't you worry. Oh, my back. I'm an old man. Oh. All right. So let's do some renovating here. Grab these couple Zeus. And one more for good measure. All right. So let's crack open what I've been cooking on. Maybe you guys can help me out with this as well, because I don't know how good this is going to be. These are just like some side deck cards, because I feel like we could probably make Pandora's Box pretty popular if we try. So that's why they're just sitting in the side deck for now. But then let's go ahead and make it like a deck profile, shall we? Let's scooch over some of these. And let's go to, there's my elbow, my weenus. There we go. All right. So, starting off here, we have an Imperial. So we're just going to be running one Imperial. for the scare factor and the just absolute blowout factor that Imperial can have. And then we're going to be running 2 Sonic Core. 2 Sonic Core because counter ruins are terrifying. So if we can avoid that, then heck yeah. And then we're going to be running, bear with me, 2 Ivory. 2 Ivory for a total of 5 boss monsters, right? 2 Ivory. We're going to be running this Ivory because this is going to be a hand destruction package. We're going to be trying to destroy our opponent's hand as much as possible. So this is kind of like a troll deck, kind of like a seriously competitive deck in my opinion. But we'll see. This definitely needs some play testing. I've just been like kind of, whipping it up in my head. Maybe you guys can help me out with this, but I think that this could be a very problematic deck. So 2 Ivory here. This Ivory gets +2 attack for every Typhont in your underworld. You can expend 1 water in order to special cast a Typhont from your underworld in attack position. So this is pressure, this is recursion, this is capitalizing on a card that we are going to try to get out as much as possible. So Ivory seems like a very good choice to have as one of the few boss monsters that we have. So those 3 are going to be our main boss monsters. Then we're going to run 1 Quackle and 1 Sluggle. If you can't tell, this is like a thunderstorm kind of deck. Like it's water and lightning. I'm trying to keep it just those 2 for a specific reason. But yeah. So, and we could definitely, make this even more competitive by branching out from just these 2. So keep that in mind. We can do that, but at the moment, I'm trying to keep it this. But definitely leave some ideas that you have for branching out from this as well, because we could do another deck profile in the future, basing it around more than just these 2. But these 2 for recursion, of course, a 1-drop spare Ambrosia never hurt anyone. So we're just going to run 1 copy of each of those. And then we're going to run, of course, you see it in every deck now, 3 Spark It. I really want to buy some more of these packs just so I can have 3 Stellar Spark It and just flex on everyone. That'd be absolutely hilarious. But Spark It is a big card right now. It is a big problem. It's easily manipulatable, easily flavored in any deck. Such a good card. A lot bigger problem in the meta and the game right now than anyone really expected. But even with it being a problem, there are ways to counteract it and things like that. So it's not like it should be outright banned or anything, but it is a very large, glaring, I don't want to say problem again, because it's not a problem. It's an obstacle. A very large, glaring obstacle for the game at the moment. But 3 Spark It. And then, of course, the 3 Astrabbit as well to go along with that Spark It. That's essentially the Spark It package. You put some Zeus in, you put Spark It and Astrabbit, and you go ham. But yeah. So we got those 3. And those 3. And then for the Spice, with the Ivory, we've got the 3 Typhont as well. So Spark It's going to be breaking down their hand. Typhlont's going to be breaking down their hand, because when you cast this Typhont, you can discard a random card from your opponent's hand. And with Spark It, we're going to be seeing what those cards are. So if we choose, we're going to already know what those cards are. Even if our opponent randomly chooses one for us, we'll probably be able to tell what that card is just based on our knowledge that we gain from Spark It. And then So we're going to be tearing cards out of our opponent's hand with Spark It and Typhlant, and then searching these cards with Astrabbit, but we're also going to be searching with Foamy. So essentially, you're going to have two Spark It packages. You're going to have the Typhlant and the Spark It, where Foamy's going to crash into something and then immediately summon your Typhlant to immediately discard. Your Astrabbit's going to search for your Spark It so that you can play it next turn, so that you can Nexus. And so Typhlant is essentially, in my opinion, in some ways, because he is weaker as far as his power, but in some ways he's better than Spark It, because he's essentially instantly taking out a card from their hand. You don't have to Nexus, you don't have to do these other card combos. You just play him and he takes a card from their hand. So effect wise, he's more utilizable, but then Spark It as well has other things he can do, like he can help you draw cards by nexusing to Astrabbit, things like that. There's all kinds of things that Spark It can do. So he has more Spark It has more movability. He has more momentum that he can carry. But as far as just, if we're simply talking about taking a card from the hand, Typhlant is technically better. But then we're going to move on to the ruins, but that's going to be our creature package. So essentially, we're going to be scraping cards from our opponent's hand to where they hopefully have nothing. Then we're going to be able to go into our Ivory, Sonic or Imperial and just swing at them with large numbers and things like that. So hopefully that works out. I still have to play test this, but I'm pretty confident, especially with how Spark It has been just everywhere. I feel like this is a very competitive, very viable idea for a competitive deck. But then we're going to go into our runes, where we're going to have one Rise from the Ashes, just in case we need to get our Imperial back, just in case we need to get our Sonicore back, just in case we need to get anything back, really. We could get back our Astrabbit, our Spark It, our Typhlant. Anything that you would be able to get back from this is honestly going to be plussing you. So yes, it's a heavy 3 cost, but if we're only going to run one, I think it's okay to leave in there and test it out. And then we're going to be running, just so that we can guarantee that we get a Zeus, we're going to be running 3 Nectar of the Gods, because most of our cards, it's not going to matter what we have in our hand. We're going to have what we need, except for Zeus, because we don't run the Elechick, because the Elechick will require you to play Elechick and keep you from playing your Spark It. So it doesn't allow you to play your Spark It as fast as you would like to. Those turn 1 plays where you're just simply placing a 4 body on board just so it could be there and that you can have Zeus in your hand. Why would we do that when we can just play Nectar of the Gods, spend 1 extra to try to search for something? It'll either land us on a Zeus, or it's going to land us on an Astrabbit, which would be essentially the exact same thing as playing a Elechick anyway. So why not just play 3 Nectar of the Gods, get those early Nogs off, and then get our Zeus that way. And then to help with that same kind of issue, we run 2 Drops of Leth, because maybe we don't want to play Nog. Maybe we want to recycle Nog and draw an extra one as well to get this Zeus. Essentially all our draw power is to get Zeus, because we don't play the Elechick because it makes the deck run slower than it would otherwise. So we are going to be playing those. And then we're going to be running a small fruit package, because this isn't the fruit package as you may see it normally. Normally you would see it in the Earth deck based around Latagan. But this is a small fruit package because it's essentially going to be doing the exact same thing that Spark It and Typhlant are doing. We're going to be recycling our spirits because Ambrosia is just one of the best cards in the game. It probably will be for a very long time. And then Golden Apple of Discord is going to be letting us get rid of some cards in our hands that we don't necessarily need, like maybe spare Sparkits or Nogs or whatever we don't need. We can toss with Golden Apple of Discord, or we could even toss Teflons if we think that we're going to get an Ivory on board to bring back those Typhlons. So lots of stuff we could discard with Golden Apple of Discord, and then we're going to be taking cards from our opponent's hand and milling 2 cards from the top of their deck as well. So Golden Apple of Discord is going to be very, very good in this deck as well. Going to be milling, going to be chunking from their hand. Hopefully our opponent is just left with 0 hand by the end of these turns. I know I did something similar in a stream a couple nights ago where I was testing a couple decks, and some Spark It plays with Golden Apple of Discord landed my opponent with absolutely nothing to play. My opponent being myself, of course, because I was playtesting. But it left the opponent with absolutely nothing to play. They had to scrounge from top decks and hope that they get something that could outdo a Spark It or outdo these numbers. And it just couldn't. They couldn't. And by the time they could, I already had Zeus, I had Sonicor, I had a field that was just ready to go and ready to demolish. So that was basically what brought me to this idea, is to make sure our opponent has nothing to play. Just turn off your opponent's game entirely, which is not something that I advocate. I don't recommend doing this. This is simply to test out and see how we can make this deck, if this deck is viable or not. And if it is, maybe we should start showing it some love so that it's seen by eyes that can solve issues like this. So that's the main reason for doing this. Not to be rude to our opponents, but to help the game grow healthily. Alright, and then we're going to be running 2 Resting on Your Laurels, because we are going to be running some cards that have pretty low spirit counts. So our opponent will probably end up having 2 to 3 rune or spirits on board if we are forced to go the Typhlant route rather than the Spark It route. These are going to help us get back into the game as far as that. And then of course 3 Tsunami. Tsunami is not crazy beneficial for this deck unless we have an Ivory on board, but Tsunami is Tsunami. It's always beneficial as far as our opponent attacking us, so absolutely amazing there. And then right now I have these as altars. I will be swapping these out for these Zeus, and then playtesting from there to see what all I need to change, what all I need to move around. But these altars are going to go into the side deck with the Pandora boxes. But the altars are going to be in the side deck just so we can kind of start playtesting and getting an idea of what we need. But they are going to be 3 copies of Zeus. And then we run 1 Poison Tipped Arrow. I don't know if I want to run more than 1. I have an issue nowadays of running cards like Shield or Poison Tipped Arrow because they require us to spend more than we probably should. Yes, it can get rid of very large problem things, but a lot of the times I'll go off of instinct or something like that, and that's my issue, not the game's issue. I'll go off of instinct and be like, oh, he's gonna go into this big thing, let me get rid of this thing that's on board that he's gonna get used to go into this big thing, instead of waiting for the big thing, because I'm always scared that maybe they'll have a tornado or a thunderstorm and then I won't be able to get rid of the big thing. So I jumped too soon. I hit the NOS too soon. As far as if we were in Fast and the Furious, too soon, Brian, too soon. But yeah, so one poison-tipped arrow, and that's going to be the main portion of the deck. The rest of the deck is going to be consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 thunder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 water. So an even split here, because this is essentially an even split. Other than the Imperial, I think it is exactly an even split as far as the water to thunder ratio. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that particular deck. We will do some playtesting of this as soon as we possibly can. But again, I did want to kind of try to keep this one 2 elements for a specific reason. But I know that we could throw some earthquakes in there. We could do a lot of really cool things with this same type of build. So just let me know what you guys think. Let me know some ratios, some cards to add, some cards to take away, reasons why, all that good jazz in the comments below or in the chat here. But yeah, so I don't know what to even call this. Will we call it Turk and Tiger, like Turk from Tarzan and Tiger like a cat? I don't know. Turk and Tiger deck? I don't know. Let me know some good deck names as well in the comments and everything below. So thank you guys. That's probably gonna do it for the stream as well. I definitely want to try to make Pandora's box work at some point as well, because I think that could be a sleeper card. I know there are a lot of sleeper cards that like no one really pays too much attention to, but their effects are so amazing. Especially Pandora's box, man. Goodness, man. Just imagine 3 copies of this and landing Pandora's box on your first turn and then just shutting down your opponent completely. Like, oh my goodness, there's so many capabilities, so many possibilities for all kinds of these cards. And that's one of the things I love the most about Elestrals, is there's so much versatility and so much you can do to make a deck. Like, honestly, I'm working on like 17 different decks at the moment, just in my head and on the app, and there's so much you can do with just set 1. I can't even imagine what we're going to be doing when set 2, set 3, set 4, like the combinations and pure enjoyment that we're going to have with this game. Like it's phenomenal. Oh, okay. I'm done gushing. But that's going to do it for this stream and this video. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.